What's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And today we're taking a look over here at the Bitcoin price chart. We will peek around at the rest of the market, including the altcoin market cap, the total market cap, a couple of different altcoins. But really, the big news of what has happened here is something that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks is looking to see that Bitcoin could take out the height of wave B, and overnight Bitcoin hit $60,000 right on the head. So congratulations to Bitcoin and those who hold Bitcoin and really just the whole cryptocurrency market. I've been kind of diving deep into this for quite a while on why this is important to me, looking for a one, two, three, four, five to get back above the height of wave B for Bitcoin, assuming that this had been an ABC correction that we had back in May and in June. And in order to show that there's a continuation to the upside, there were several things that have needed to happen over the last couple of months. We've needed to get beyond all of the retracement levels, which we have done. Those were the scary ones, of course, that 702 retracement, which we got knocked back just below on El Salvador Day, and then getting through that last retracement right there at the 0.786, which was just a little bit over $57,000. And then the last one that had me on edge, because in order to invalidate the ABC correction and say that we would have continuation would be to take out the top of wave B, which was there at 59,580. And so we did just hit $60,000. And in Elliott wave theory, that's phenomenal. The better way to see this is to kind of look at Elliott waves in themselves, right? You have one, two, three, four, five, followed by an A, B, C. And Elliott wave principle can get very complicated, or Elliott wave theory, but we'll just kind of keep it pretty simple in here. And essentially what we've been talking about is one, two, three, four, five. We have a big A, B, C correction. And then now the big thing we've been looking for is to get a wave that would take us up, that would come above the height of the B wave. So looking back over here on Bitcoin, we have an A, B, C correction taking us down. Here is the height of wave B, and we've been trying to get ourselves to reach above the height of wave B. And you can see that right in here, how on this middle one that we have here, the middle wave, that the height of this first wave comes above the height of wave B. And then we can look at it in an even more micro scale down in here, and we can see how it takes 5 waves for us to get this first wave to come above the height of wave B, which is what we've been talking about in here, is that we've had one, two, three, four, 5 waves to come in to come above the height of wave B. And then what do you see that typically comes after that? Even though it didn't break an all-time high, it took out the height of wave B. You can see that some correcting typically does come in at that point. So figuring out what the price action is going to do right now for Bitcoin is not something I'm interested in putting my stamp on to say, hey, we're going to break to the upside right now. This is the biggest bullish thing to happen in the world, and prices have to immediately surge for Bitcoin. And I'm also not comfortable saying we have to pull down really hard right now, right? My whole conviction has been to ride back to the upside and to get us above wave B. After here, once you get to the top of this wave B, we could see what typically happens in each circumstance, right? You can see here, it does not take out the top, but it does have somewhat of a correction. You can see that over here, somewhat of a correction, and we can see an ABC typically does show up in this time period. If we stay true to that, then an ABC correction would make sense in here. How far down it will go, we'll have to see. But it's less about worrying about what the correction is and just being happy about what this signifies that has happened here in this market. Because when a market is crashing, like we saw back in 2017, or when you see in most crashing markets, is that when you have your big fall, right? Let me do that again. If we have our big rise up, right, then you have your immediate crash, right? The things that you're looking for, you're looking to see what is the retracement going to look like and what is the structure going to look like as it heads back to the retracement levels. If you start seeing something that looks more like an ABC correction come in here, and when these ABC correction waves take you right back to very critical retracement levels, things can get really, really scary. But as you can see here, that's not what our waves were looking like over here. We were not showing big A, B, C waves, but we were showing very nice Elliott waves that were holding above and doing as they were supposed to, and then getting back to above the height of the wave B, which is exactly what we look for here in Elliott waves. Now, the most exciting part of the market for me is going to be focusing over there on the altcoins because I've done a lot of deep diving into what happened in previous market cycles. And you know where I stand on Bitcoin, right? I have one of the lowest targets out there. It's not that I'm like some, evil guy and bearish, super bearish guy that I have these lower targets. I've built the entire case on why my targets for Bitcoin are between 72 to 85,000. I'm really just going based on what has happened with previous Bitcoin cycles. So since I'm in that camp of believing that, the top is going to come in for Bitcoin between 72 and 85,000, we're very close, right? We're at $60,000. The percentages to get to those numbers are not very high. So, what has happened in previous cycles for cryptocurrency is that when Bitcoin gets to this phase, right? So, if this was wave one of all of this, right? Let's zoom out a little bit, but let's say if we're doing 5 waves like we just saw, right? So, here's wave one coming in for corrective wave two, then three, four, five, right? That's coming in for the end of it, right? I'm more than willing to be wrong. Hey, if $150,000, $200,000 Bitcoin wants to come out and print that on the chart, believe me, I will benefit from that. I'll happily have that because I'm still holding on to 35% of my original Bitcoin. I've sold 65% of it. I still hold 35. If we go to 150, 200, 300, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to be a very happy camper if that happens. But I'm going based on what has happened throughout history and that a full 4.236 extension for Bitcoin is only right out there to 72, 73, 74,000. So from a Fibonacci extension in history perspective, it gets us to these price levels. And so if this is kind of what's next in the cards and we look back on what has happened in the previous Bitcoin bull runs, is that when we get to this phase right in here and as Bitcoin starts to go sideways in here, we're trying to work back through that top again, this has been the area, and even if Bitcoin comes up higher, whatever, there, whenever some type of corrective comes in here and Bitcoin starts moving sideways like this historically has been when the altcoin market gets set on fire and everything just goes crazy. So right now, whatever is happening, and I'm fine with Bitcoin cooling off. I'm fine with Bitcoin popping up higher. But really, what I'm looking for is for Bitcoin to now start to really just kind of hang out and see the altcoin market get turned on. And that is what has happened historically at this moment in previous cycles. If Bitcoin is going to be topping up here between 72 and 85,000, and we're where I'm thinking we're at, it's that Bitcoin will now start to cool off pretty soon, and we'll really start to see the altcoin market take off. I don't think it's ironic that we see the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency while Bitcoin hit that $60,000 price level, while it reached above the height of wave B right there, the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency touched its all-time high all over again. Our big old cup and handle forming up here, the total altcoin market, and we were talking about this before we ended up printing that B wave, right? That everybody would notice that a cup and handle was starting to come in, and this thing is right there near completion at this point. So this would be your cup and this would be your handle. You're all just kind of sitting on the sidelines right now, waiting for that big blast to happen right there through the neckline. And so I'm super happy today that we have now officially reached above the height of wave B and we have seen a $60,000 Bitcoin price once again, which was once thought unimaginable when Bitcoin was down there in those lower 30s. But we stayed strong. So congrats to all the people who really just kind of stayed strong through all of that when the world was screaming at you that it was over. Look at you now, $59,000 Bitcoin price right now. And if you guys don't know who Barry Silbert is, he is the founder of Digital Currency Group, which is the parent of Grayscale. So Grayscale is a huge company. And during May and June, when the prices were falling pretty hard, this guy right here, he was sitting there saying, hey man, this isn't over. It's going to keep going. And well, he was right. And then now, as things started to recover, he really kind of went quiet for quite a while after the prices had already kind of fallen. And then you can see him kind of starting to turn his bullish stuff back on. I guess he said 100K is a magnet. On October 6th, said Bitcoin knows something. On October 10th, Twitter is going to be so annoying when Bitcoin hits an all-time high. And then boom, when Bitcoin hits $60,000, takes out the height of wave B, Barry Silbert, game on. So this is a very exciting time for crypto. I'm super happy to see the height of the wave B taken out at 59,580. And like we talked about, just a wick up there above there. And then if prices have to correct from there, that's fine. It's merely the significance of doing it that is what mattered to me. So as we head into the next few days, we'll see how prices kind of react. I'm in the camp of that a correction seems more likely to me at this point now. that it would be more of a significant thing of that, the excitement around Bitcoin might cool off for a second and we're going to see the altcoin market really heat up as we wait for this thing to really break out over here on the altcoin market cap. So, happy $60,000 Bitcoin day. I hope that you are all doing well. I have made it to West Virginia, so I am recording from my laptop. If the audio is a little off today, I apologize. It's just the laptop and me trying to work things through this thing, but I'm in West Virginia now, and how appropriate for me to reach West Virginia and for Bitcoin to hit 60,000. Totally perfect. So, all right, guys, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. I'm going to go hiking. I'm going to do stuff today. If you're looking for something to do, you can check out my website over here, which is bcbacker.com. And this is a course that I put together where I deep dive into the previous Bitcoin bull runs and the different altcoin market cycles, tying them all together to show how this cryptocurrency market has worked in the past. I teach you how to set up your own charts and your own indicators within TradingView and CoinTrader Pro so you can do your own charting. Of course, I talk about my own personal exit plans in here, and I talk about why mathematics and percentages are the most important to me and why I'm always following those. I do also have a market update that I included in here recently on September 30th, and that is available to anybody enrolled in the course and anybody who newly enrolls in the course. And you can check out all of this educational content over here on bcbacker.com. You can follow me over here on Twitter at bcbacker. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching my channel. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick me up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.